I apologize for that. I forgot to lift my mic up before I started. Whoopsie. Okay, so this is going to be how to do kind of a quick and easy version of the skrillex type of wonky talking bass line. Now, I've mentioned this before, I'm using Acid Music Studio. It is a cheaper program, and I'm trying... Well, I would love to get up to using Ableton Live, but I really feel like that's the sort of thing that moving to that next step, I'm going to need a couple $1,000s just to get a laptop, the damn program. That's about $500 all on its own, and then, you know, a controller for it. So if you'd like to help me, you know, move on to that next step, I do have albums available on Amazon.com and another place. I do have a dubstep Halloween album up now that you might enjoy. So check that out. I'll put a link in the more info underneath the video for that. So please buy an album, you know, and kind of help me get to that next step. If you don't want to buy my album because you're not sure if you like the music or whatever, but you know you're still interested in helping an artist move on to a higher level of ability, you know, get better gear and stuff, you can come to my website, acidhits.com, and make a donation. I really would prefer you bought an album, because, you know, I mean, donations are kind of bleh, but, you know. So that's enough of that crap. Let's get on to how we do this. Now, a little bit of backstory. I tried doing it with synthesizers. Unfortunately, Acid Music Studio just does not work well with synthesizers and doing real dynamic sounds. It doesn't have any envelopes or anything in it, really. So you're basically stuck with a kind of a steady sound. And I mean, it works pretty good. I've gotten some interesting results. I guess you could call what I come up with almost doom step. And I only say doom step because it tends to have, I go for kind of a dark, moody, gothy type of sound a lot of the time, and when I have it, you know, with Acid Music Studio, it works well with symmetry, so a steady pace tends to emerge, so it tends to, my stuff tends to have that kind of steady, creeping up on people, doom kind of feel. It's the only word that I can think of that really fits, you know, kind of like Jason or Michael Myers or somebody stalking somebody in a horror movie. You know, just that they never walk any faster than that steady creeping, or well, not creeping, but stalking pace, but somehow they're always right on the, you know, right after somebody who's running breakneck away from them. Always thought that was kind of silly, but, you know, that's what gives me that feeling about my stuff. Okay, sorry for yakking at you. That's just a little background information, but to finish the background information, sorry, got off on something else there for a second. Well, not really, you know, it's information about Acid Music Studio. I mean, it's not a bad program, it just doesn't have all the automation and, you know, all the different effects that even the light version, like Live or any of the programs have. You know, it's only like a $30 to $50 program, depending on where you buy it. So, I was stuck, you know, I was trying to do it with synthesizers, come up with, you know, really that energetic bass. You know, I didn't really want to rip off the Skrillex sound necessarily, but I was trying to find that energy, just that growl that has that energy to it. And I finally decided to do what I always do in these types of circumstances, which is go simpler. And as usual, when I go simpler, I usually find a solution. It's not always dead on, but it is a solution. So I'm going to play this vocal sample for you now. World, time to get up and move your asses. All you acid heads around the world, time to get up and move your asses. Okay, so now all we've got is a vocal sample, and all I'm going to do now is drop it down. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and drop it down a full octave. And then, because I've stretched it out with that, now we can hear it. Very deep, very bassy, and it is talking. Then we added a distortion to it. You could actually about use that on its own. But part of that whole skrillex thing is the dirtiness of it, the filthy bass. So I'm going to use a ring mod, okay, ring modulator. And this is a free plugin, and the other one I'm using here is just the Acid FX, what came with it. And this, I can't remember the website I got it from, but it's just, you know, there's other ones that are out there for free, ring modulation. If you watch Doctor Who, this is the, you know, it's an old school ring modulator, but this is what they use for the Dalek and Cyberman vocals. It's about 30 hertz for Daleks and about 70 for Cyberman. Of course, with that, how you talk is more important than the effect. But in this case, I'm just going to throw like 15 hertz on there, because then it starts sounding like this. And now we've got a real good growly, dirty, filthy ass sounding bass. Okay, and now the typical dubstep effect, the LFO filter, which is pretty much what you use to get that whoa feeling. And this is pretty simple. It's another free one I found. You just turn the filter on, LFO on, sync it, range all the way up, turn this off, and it's kind of slow. If you want to speed up the talking part of it, you go ahead and make it in this case, because these are, it's an acidized, or it's Acid Music Studio can take a loop or a sample like that vocal sample and map it to the beats per minute. So here's what it sounds like at 140, which is the dubstep beats per minute, typical beats per minute. If you want that to be even faster, you can sync it. Okay, I mean, if you want something kind of let me just grab a beat here. I just need a dance beat. That's probably way too aggressive, but what the hell. You know, that was just on the fly. That didn't sound too bad just for tossing it in there and seeing what happened. You know, so there you go. I mean, if you want, you can do something like you have to duplicate the track, or you can duplicate the track and go in the other direction. And that gives you your high end. All I did was increase the ring mod up to make it, give it a more buzzy sound, and then switched it to, instead of one octave down, it's one octave up. Pretty simple, eh? Obviously, this isn't going to be as dynamic as being able to, get that the growl in the synthesizer, and then you can do whatever the hell you feel like with it within the synthesizer, triggering it and everything. But if you don't have access to any badass synthesizers, or you are just looking for some interesting, simple way to get that kind of a growl, here you go. It's pretty simple, eh? Like I said. So if you found this useful, make a donation, please. I'm not saying you have to, or I'm not trying to con you or make you feel guilty if you don't or anything like that. I'm just saying, I just showed you a way that you can get one of the most sought-after bass sounds in dubstep, in electronic music currently. One of them, anyway. It's maybe not the most, but you know what I mean. It's a very popular search these days. That skrillex talking bass. And I just showed you a way you can get something pretty damn close with, 3 effects and any talking, any sample of talking. It's that damn simple when you get down to it. I mean, if all you really want is something that kind of sounds similar to what he does, then just record yourself doing something like, whoa, or whoa, try and listen to what he has going on with the synthesizer, and then kind of try to vocalize it, and then it's just a matter of dropping down your tone an octave, maybe 2. I mean, you drop it down too far, it starts sounding like, mush. It doesn't have any definition to it, in this... There. Take the distortion, that makes it sound better. So, yeah, like I said, it's acidheads.com, ACIDHEDZ, so if you found this useful, give me a $5 for it. Easy, simple way of producing a really interesting bass effect for dubstep or anything else. So thanks for watching. Buy an album, make a donation, subscribe, thumbs up, leave a comment. Love me or hate me, whatever. And most of all, thanks for watching. I know I'm kind of harping on the make a donation or buy an album shit, but hey, sorry for that. Like I said, I managed to come up with this in like 10 minutes once I actually thought about it, and that was after looking all over YouTube trying to find something that would work, that wouldn't, didn't require me to have like a $300 synthesizer and or audio DAW, digital audio workstation program to match it. And like I said, I came up with this in like 10 minutes once I started thinking about it, and just decided to look for a simpler solution. So, like I said, most of all, thanks for watching, and you don't have to give me any money or buy anything. I wish you would. It would be helpful to me, of course. And I'm sorry I keep on droning on. I think I've had too much caffeine, not enough sleep. So, but yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you found this informative and useful, if nothing else. Leave me a comment, tell your friends that are into music production, share it with other music production websites and stuff if you want, all that good junk. But, I guess that's it. This is Ryan Acidheads Murphy. Thanks once again for watching. Have a eventful, fun life and day, and I'll see you later. Bye.